Hello everyone and welcome to the live stream. I hope that you are all doing good tonight. We have a couple of topics to discuss that I've wanted to talk about, haven't gotten a chance to talk about yet. Some updates to topics that I've covered. I only have a couple of topics tonight, so probably towards the end of the stream, I'll just be kind of hanging out with you guys, chatting with you all, just, hanging out. But I do have a couple of topics that I wanted to talk about. I want to talk about Dave Filoni saying how he's basically open to changing the Star Wars continuity and canon. It's going to be one of those nights where I can't talk, everyone. Now, when it comes to a lot of franchises, I understand that sometimes canon needs to be changed around a little bit. Storylines maybe don't add up, and you need to change something every once in a while. But Star Wars has faced a lot of canon changing. Obviously, when Disney had bought Star Wars a couple years back, they basically wiped the history of Star Wars. A ton of work that's been done, novels, games, a lot of it became not canon. And that was a huge problem for me as someone who loves Star Wars. That was a really big turning point because when Disney bought Star Wars, we thought that it was going to go amazing. Unfortunately, that ended up not being true, but Star Wars has been a franchise that's faced a lot of canon shifting over the past couple of years, and very heavily. We're not talking like small little instances of things. We're talking retconning and changing literally the basis of Star Wars. So I have a couple of interesting opinions on Dave Filoni saying that. I'm going to be talking about Marvel's Avengers. Now, I've talked about the Marvel's Avengers game quite a few times on the channel. Honestly, it's probably the I don't know if I should say it's the worst game of the year, but it's the biggest failure of the year, that's for sure, especially coming from a company like Square Enix. They've lost millions of dollars, and we didn't know how much they had really lost when it comes to development costs, but Square Enix is reporting that Marvel's Avengers has failed to offset their initial development costs. We knew that this game lost a lot of money, but it's probably the biggest failure for a game of the year, unfortunately. And it sucks to say because a lot of us were excited for a new Avengers superhero game. We all had a lot of hope for it, especially with a company like Square Enix behind it. I think that we all assumed that it was going to succeed. I mean, I know that I myself had the game pre-ordered and I ended up canceling my pre-order after a little while just because the status of the game just didn't look promising. And now that the game's out, we can really see that it's not promising, unfortunately, which I've talked about. And I also wanted to talk a little bit about something that you guys can't even see because it's so offset. We all know that getting the new consoles has been very difficult over the past couple of weeks that the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X and S have been out. But one reseller group snagged nearly 3,500 PlayStation 5 consoles, and the resale market might be the only place to score one after it's sold out everywhere online. I've covered the situation with the resellers, the scalpers, and just the consoles and tech in general kind of being very hard to get right now, but I really wanted to read this because this truly pisses me off. There's one thing if you're buying 2 or 3 consoles, and then there's another thing when you've got bots and people slaving away trying to get as many consoles as possible, and now they've got one group. We're not talking about 5 groups, 10 groups, we're talking about one single group has 3,500 PlayStation 5s, and it truly pisses me off because these are people that are buying these consoles, thousands of consoles, and then they're trying to resell them for $1,000, $1,200. I mean, we've seen consoles selling on eBay for $2,000 when those consoles could be in the hands of people that truly wanted them, that wanted a chance to play new games coming out on them and just to enjoy them. Instead, they're sitting in a giant warehouse where people have just been sucking these things up out of the market, sucking the market dry, because they're greedy people, unfortunately. So those are the topics that we're going to discuss in the stream. Like I said, towards the end, it'll probably be more of an open Q&A. I'll just kind of hang out with you guys for a little bit. If you guys have any other topics you want me to cover, feel free to put them into chat. But yeah, that's the plan for tonight. Sorry, I was checking something. Yeah, we're just gonna talk about these few topics. We'll get started in a couple minutes. But hi chat, how are you all doing? I hope that you're all doing good, chat. Did you get any good news today? I know during my last stream, you guys had told me how a couple of you got new consoles, which if you did, congratulations, that's awesome. But did you guys get any good news today? Did anything good happen? Let me know. Here before your video gets DMCA'd. Trey, true. I'm waiting for that big DMCA. If you guys didn't see today's video, you should probably go and watch it. I used someone's public picture in my video, so I'm waiting, yeah, for that sweet DMCA. False DMCA because it was transformative fair use content. But yeah, I'm ready. I'm prepared. PlayStation 5, Xbox, 3080s, 3090s, yeah, anything tech related right now is completely wiped off of the market, unfortunately. It sucks. Plot twist, the scalpers work for Google, marking them at insane prices in hopes of people buying Stadia. You know, Stadia's on sale at Best Buy, and I think most major retailers right now, like the Chromecast Ultra and the controller, and it's like a year worth of like the service, I think, for like $75. I was actually slightly tempted to pick it up. I'm not gonna lie. I don't have really any interest in Stadia just because of how much of a failure it's been so far, and how much of a failure I think that it will continue to be. But I was actually kind of tempted to just like pick one up and fuck around with it. But then again, if I bought one, I'd have to buy like $60 games on it. I'm sure they have a couple of cheaper games, but then I'd have to like actually buy a legitimate game like Doom or like I guess I could buy Cyberpunk on it, but that'd be my third copy of Cyberpunk because I currently have Cyberpunk pre-ordered on I'm going to be getting it for 2 different systems, PC and Xbox Series X. Hey, I heard Stadia is fucking up again. What did Stadia do now? Did they do something now? Yeah, guys, I'm a female. Where's my free console? Google, where's my... Well, I guess it's not a console. Google, where's my free Google Stadia? Where's my free Chromecast and my free controller? You know, you could give me 5 years worth of the service, even though it'll probably only be around for like 3 more months. Come on. Where is it? I'll do one stream with it. Scored an Xbox Series, an Xbox X, like an Xbox Series X. Was it the best choice? If we're talking about the Series X compared to the PlayStation 5, it really depends on what kind of games you want to play. For me, when I'm looking at the launch lineup, I do really think that PlayStation has a huge advantage. I think that if Halo Infinite had released with the Series X, it would have had a much bigger edge, because I'm going to be honest, like, that was a huge reason why I wanted the Series X, which it'll come out eventually. But it really depends on what games you want. I think that right now the PlayStation is kind of winning. You have games like Demon's Souls, Spider-Man, just a lot of good games. But it depends on what games you want to play, what you plan to do with it. Google says they got 400 games on the way for Stadia. Google, send me a free Chromecast and a free controller for Stadia. Give me a voucher for 1 game. I'll live stream it once. Come on, Google. Where's your inclusivity, okay? I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. I'm not actually asking Google for a free Chromecast and a controller. I'm not actually doing that because I'm not actually that type of person. Yeah, Google, where's free Stadia? Come on, man. 400 games for a broken console. 400 games out of 200 which are actually playable. And then 75 that are actually playable with no glitches. And then 25 with no glitches, no lag, 100% playable, no problems at all. That's the way that it goes. Stadia will prevail, Frank. Frank, can you answer me a question? Did you actually buy Stadia? Because I'm 90% sure that you didn't. Gross. What's gross? Stadia? Honestly, true. How's your Cyber Monday going so far? My Cyber Monday's going good. I made a big purchase. We're not talking pennies. I made a big purchase. It's nothing for the stream though. But I did make a giant purchase. A 75-incher purchase. Don't plug in a Stadia. You know, guys, I feel like plugging my stream. So basically, I plug my stream into a Stadia potato, and I feel like sometimes it gives me an extra edge, an extra advantage, ups my FPS. Yeah, did you guys buy anything for Cyber Monday? I mean, I know that Cyber Monday's basically been going on for like a week. I know that most sites have already been doing sales. So, yeah, I mean, I know that a lot of you probably have already made like your cyber purchases. I would give cloud gaming a chance for the Switch. TV, a 75-inch monitor, true. TV. I like the idea of cloud gaming. I just think, you've got to do it right or you can't do it at all. 8 days till Cyberpunk. Yes, guys! Only a couple more days until Cyberpunk 2077. I am so excited for Cyberpunk. I'll be live streaming Cyberpunk. Did I just say Cyberpunk? I'll be here live streaming Cyberpunk 2077 on launch day. So, if you're going to be playing it too, you can hang out. I'm going to be playing, I don't remember what the faction's called. Basically, the ones that run Night City. Don't remember what they're called. I don't remember. I'm going to be honest. I have been trying my very best to not look at anything Cyberpunk, which is why I don't remember the name. Because I really, really, really don't want any like, pre-knowledge of the game. I know, right? Corpo. That's it. Yeah, that's it. You got it, Reese. Alright, you guys. So, let's start on the first topic of the night. Now, you all know that I'm a huge fan of Star Wars. While you guys are here, I'm going to show you. I haven't put it up yet because it's not 2021 yet. Look at this calendar that I got. Look at this shit. It's called Cat Wars. It's not officially licensed, which is why I really, really wanted it. There's like pictures of cats with lightsabers. One says cats have the power, unlimited power. One says I find your lack of fur disturbing. I mean, it's great. I posted pictures of it in Discord and on Twitter. But I'm a huge fan of Star Wars. You guys probably already know this. So whatever happens when it comes to Star Wars, I'm always extremely nervous when people say they don't care, you know, about past stories, they want to change canon. I'm always worried when it comes to situations like that because I am such a big fan of Star Wars. But the Mandalorian executive producer Dave Filoni reveals he's open to changing Star Wars continuity and canon. Like I've mentioned, when it comes to Star Wars, a lot of Star Wars canon has been changed around over the past couple of years since Disney acquired Lucasfilms and Star Wars. So when I hear that someone is willing to change canon, it's extremely worrying to me because we don't know the lengths that they're going to go. Now, I do want to say The Mandalorian has been a really good show so far. I think that a lot of you can agree with that. It's been pretty decent. So, I do have a little bit of faith in Dave Filoni because he's said a lot of good things and he's done a lot of good things in the past for the franchise. But still, I think it's good to be vigilant when it comes to this stuff. So it says The Mandalorian executive producer Dave Filoni recently revealed that he's open to changing Star Wars continuity and canon. Filoni recently opened up about The Mandalorian in a lengthy interview with Vanity Fair, where he discussed Chapter 13, The Jedi. If you guys don't know, a little bit of spoilers, they did introduce Ahsoka Tano to The Mandalorian. Rosario Dawson actually plays her. I think that they did a pretty good job. I think that where Ahsoka's story is, when it comes to the Mandalorian, how old she is, you know, her talents. I think that they did a pretty good job showing her off and kind of showing a different side of her that we haven't seen in a while. But it says, first, Filoni was asked about Rosario Dawson's transformation into a live-action version of Ahsoka Tano. Now, I do want to say, when we heard that they were going to be bringing Ahsoka Tano into the show, I think that we were all pretty worried, just because when we see an animated character go to a live-action form, we never know how it's going to turn out. It could turn out good, definitely. There are times where companies turn the animated character to live action and it's done really well, and then there are times where they completely fail the character and fail the story when they're transforming it from animated to live action. But I actually think that they did a pretty damn good job with Ahsoka. It says, Filoni was asked what else had to happen as part of the transformation into Ahsoka. He responded, I said, well, Ahsoka's eyes are blue and yours are not, but I do not want you to worry about it. I do not want to go for that. We can just say that in this version, they're not. Unfortunately, Rosario Dawson put the suggestion to bed, as Filoni detailed, and Rosario insisted. She's like, no, 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 let me try. We hear so many times about, like, directors and producers, like, refusing to have actors and actresses, like, do specific things. Like, sometimes there'll be characters, like in this, we all honestly thought that Ahsoka wasn't going to be like her normal orange skin color. She was going to be more of like a normal like human skin color, but they didn't do that. They did end up, you know, changing her skin color to orange. And when it comes to like eye contacts, like, so many times we hear about directors saying, no, we're not going to have them wear eye contacts as respect for the actors and actresses. I mean, let's look at Daenerys. Daenerys Targaryen in Game of Thrones was the biggest example of this. She was supposed to have purple eyes. Daenerys has purple eyes, and they basically refused to give her eye contacts because they said they didn't want to do that to the actor. So they ended up just having her have her natural blue eye color. And I think that Daenerys was a great character for the most part, and like she looked fine. But like, if an actor wasn't up to wearing things like eye contacts or painting their skin for a role, then I think it's time you find another actor or actress. Anyway, it says not only did Filoni reveal that he's not interested in keeping character designs the same across different mediums between animated versions and the live-action versions of Ahsoka, but he also revealed that there is a possibility that the continuity between The Mandalorian and Star Wars Rebels might not be as linear as many would have thought. Now, when it comes to the design of characters, I just want to say, when you're transferring an animated character to live action, I do think that sometimes, yes, things are going to be changed around, just because what might be in an animated version of something, if you put it on a real human being, like maybe armor or something, it might look stupid, it might look dumb, it might look awful, and instead of trying to be as accurate as possible and having it look dumb, I do think that it's okay to make small, minor changes. But when you start, like, changing the story and you start changing, like, a character's whole personality or the way that, the complete way that they look, then it gets a little bit iffy. But with Ahsoka, I think that they did perfectly fine with her. She's got very similar armor, her head tails, her leku. I don't remember what they're called on Torgruda's. I don't remember if they're, like, head tails or leku like Twi'lek, but I don't remember. Why don't I remember? But basically, Filoni was asked, the last time fans saw Ahsoka was this spring's finale of the Clone Wars, but in the actual Star Wars chronology, the last time we saw her was at the end of Rebels, venturing off with Sabine Wren to find Ezra Bridger, who vanished along with Thrawn. Where does that scene fit in where we find her in The Mandalorian? I did really like the Clone Wars. I thought that they did a great job with the Clone Wars. Honestly, like, I was worried that they were going to fuck it up, and I really think that they did an amazing job with the story. But it says he responded, right, but no, it's an interesting one that's not necessarily chronological. I think that, I think the thing that people will most not understand is they want to go in a linear fashion, but as I learned as a kid, nothing in Star Wars really works in a linear fashion. You do 4 episodes, episodes 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3. So in the vein of that history, when you look at the epilogue of Rebels, you really don't know how much time has passed, he continued. Filoni then added, so it's possible that the story I'm telling in The Mandalorian actually takes place prior to that. Possibly. I'm just saying it's possible. And while Filoni makes it clear he's not making a definitive statement, as he uses the word possible 3 times, he appears to be implying that he's definitely open to making changes to previously implied events. Now, I understand when you make a story like this, there are going to be small things that shift, like maybe they had originally said it's going to be 1 year, but then, you know, they end up pushing it forward 10 more years in the story. Retcons and changes like that, I don't think are the worst, but we don't know how deep changes can go. And we've definitely seen Star Wars be kind of unrooted and a lot of the canon changed. So while he's saying possibly, it's possible, and he's trying to play it off as it's not a definitive answer, it's still extremely worrying because we don't know how much they plan to uproot Star Wars in the future. It says, in the final episodes of Rebels that Filoni was asked about, the Mandalorian Sabine Wren provides a monologue that references the liberation of Lothal, which took place in the same years as the Battle of Yavin 4. However, Wren makes it clear her monologue takes place after the Battle of Endor and the events of Return of the Jedi, which was about 5 years after the Battle of Yavin 4. See, this is where it gets confusing. When you've got, like, one TV show in one time frame, another TV show in another time frame, you have a movie in the same time frame, but then they have to basically move everything around to kind of fit the puzzle pieces together. It's very confusing, that's for sure. She states, the attack that we all anticipated never came. The once invincible empire had begun to fracture. The small rebellion had become bold, and with this divisive victory at the Battle of Endor, the Emperor's reign of terror came to an end. Wren continued, after the war, Zeb took Kallus along with the secret hyperspace path to the planet Lyra San. It was then that Kallus realized he hadn't destroyed the Lasat people and that they were thriving on this new world, a world where he was welcome as one of them. As for me, I used to think that Ezra was counting on me to protect Lothal, the planet, and the people he cared so much about, but one day I realized that there was more to that and there was something else that I was meant to do. Now, according to a report from Polygon after attending a panel at the Star Wars Celebration back in 2019, series showrunner Jon Favreau revealed that the first season of The Mandalorian took place 5 years after the Return of the Jedi and 25 years before the events of The Force Awakens. This would mean that it's possible Ahsoka didn't seek out Sabine until after her first encounter with the Child of the Watch, Din Djarin. If this does end up being the case, it does fit in with Bob Iger's plans to spin off shows from The Mandalorian. It's very interesting to hear because I do think that The Mandalorian is a pretty good show, and I think that they're going to try their best to bank off of that. I was actually surprised that they finally gave Baby Yoda a name. His name is Grogu. I was actually kind of surprised by that because I thought that they were really going to push on the fact that it's like a Baby Yoda, but I guess when they're saying Yoda is his father, like, it does kind of give the character a bit more of that cool backstory because it's his kid. It says that back in January, there were rumors that an alleged Star Wars Rebels sequel series was in development that would primarily follow Admiral Thrawn. I like Thrawn. I thought he was pretty cool. And then it goes on to say Filoni actually addressed rumors and the possibility of more live-action Rebels characters back in May. He stated, I think that there's always potential for stories that involve the characters from Rebels, which is maybe a better way to put it. I hate things like this where they're very sneaky about what they're saying, and I understand that they're trying to kind of protect their IP, they're trying to protect these shows, protect possible spoilers from happening, but it's so annoying to constantly see them say, well, maybe this could happen, maybe this other thing could happen, maybe all of these things could happen. I just want some sort of, like, half-definitive answer. But it ends up saying, Filoni stated, as a kid I wondered what happened to Luke after the Return of the Jedi and all of my heroes. I think it's a natural part of enjoying this, and I think that there's always potential for further stories. Basically, There's always potential to make more money. He then concluded, certainly I will say it's something I've given a decent amount of thought to, so you never know when or if it will actually ever take shape. But that's all that I really had to discuss about this topic. Again, do I think that his statements are the worst? Nah, his statements aren't the worst. But it is still a little bit worrying because we've seen Star Wars be uprooted, canon and lore being changed around and ruined in a lot of cases. And even though these changes are small, I do think that we definitely have to keep an eye on things that Filoni says in the future, and really anyone at Lucasfilms or anyone to do with Star Wars, just because as a franchise that we all care about, or at least I care about, having people like Kathleen Kennedy in charge is worrying. It's definitely not the best. So I'm definitely going to keep my eye on what Filoni says and what other people say, but his words aren't worrying right now. But having someone like an executive producer on this big show saying he's willing to change continuity and canon could be worrying, because he could go overboard with it and eventually say, I'm going to change 10 things just to make my story fit in with the other stories. But yeah, we'll move on to the next topic in just a minute. Let's go with this topic first. Let me check chat really quickly. His name is Grogu. I don't know why they went with that name, but it's like, okay. So if there's a Baby Yoda and then Ahsoka, there's a time skip of 800 years. They don't even know what the hell they're doing with time skips anymore, okay, man? I'm not a Lucasfilms representative. I don't know what they're doing, honestly, with them making like a Baby Yoda and them making like Ahsoka, putting Ahsoka in the story now. It's extremely confusing as to the timeline, because we've heard one timeline in the past, now we're hearing a new timeline, and we're hearing new different things happen. So it's very iffy, if you know what I'm saying. It's very confusing at this point. Even as a fan of Star Wars, and as someone who used to know the timelines of everything that was going on and everything that was happening, now they just keep literally changing all this random shit around. Well, maybe they could stop. Maybe they could just, I don't know, make a good story. They should just make an original story. That's what The Mandalorian was supposed to be at first. It was supposed to just be like this show where they're still in the same timeline, but like it was separated because it was in between. I don't even know. They said one thing at the beginning of the show, and now it's like the complete fucking other. His name is Grogu. Yeah, his name is Grogu. I don't know what kind of name that is. Can they fire Kathleen Kennedy? No, because she's the one in charge. I mean, someone can fire Kathleen Kennedy, but will they? No. Unfortunately, it's because people like Kathleen Kennedy don't really care about Star Wars. They basically make money, boss people around, and hope for the best. You know, it's kind of a shame. It really is kind of a shame. Let me check chat, and then we will move on to the next article. Let me scroll up a tiny bit. When did Jedi start not using their own names? What do you mean? They use their own names. Sounds tasty? What sounds tasty? You guys are confusing. Fake Miss Marvel. Big true. I just can't believe what a shit show this game turned into. Truly, this game is probably the most shit show game of the year. Wow, 2020, huh, guys? 20 freaking 20. All right, guys. So let's move into the next topic of the night. Now, I've covered Marvel's Avengers, the video game, quite a few times here on the channel. I've talked about the failure of the beta, the failure of the launch, them losing like 96% of players on PC, And I've also talked a little bit about development costs and just them, how much money they lost and their business in general. But I did want to read this, even though I've talked about this, you know, the whole game situation in general. Square Enix reports Marvel's Avengers has failed to offset initial development costs. Now, in one of my previous videos, maybe it was in one of my past live streams, I talked about how they said basically the game cost them like $80 to $90 million. Now, that's a lot of fucking money. Is it the most a video game's ever cost? Oh no, of course not. There are games that cost $150 million, almost $200 million. But for a game that didn't have a lot of hype around it, a game that was released years after the Marvel's hype was already died down, like the Marvel's Avengers hype had already died down, releasing in a year like 2020 where people are being very specific and very cautious with their purchases, this game was bound and destined to fail, especially with the fact that on launch day they had to patch 1,000 different things. But Square Enix reports Marvel's Avengers has failed to offset initial development costs. A new report from Square Enix has revealed that the developers recently released, poorly received, and Crystal Dynamics developed Marvel's Avengers has performed so abysmally that it has, as of yet, failed to recoup the game's development costs. Shut up, ad. Thank you, ad. I appreciate it. In a November 6th financial result briefing for the first half of the fiscal year ending March 21st, 2021, Square Enix president and representative director announced to investors that the HD Games sub-segment posted an operating loss, as initial sales of Marvel's Avengers were lower than we had expected and unable to completely offset the game's initial development costs. Now, I just want to say, I don't want games to fail. This game was shit. This game was bad. This game had a lot of problems. This game, you know, is a Marvel's Avengers game when Marvel's Avengers were hyped up 4 years ago. The game had tons of bugs and glitches. The game was uncompletable for a lot of people. The game had microtransactions. Each character had $10 battle passes, but I still didn't want this game to fail. I never want a game to fail. Do I think that it deserved to succeed and become one of the best-selling games of the year? No. But I feel bad because there are so many people who worked on this project, so many developers, so many artists, it's just so many people in general working on this. So I do feel really bad that they didn't make their money back. But I want to look at someone that worked on this game and I just want to go, what the hell did you really expect? Truly, did you expect this game to sell $1 trillion worth of copies? No, what did you expect? Especially when they released it in such a half-assed state. It was not ready to release yet. We saw the beta for this game and the beta was terrible. And I know I'm waiting for the Marvel fanboys to come after me in chat, because every time I talk about this damn game, someone sends me some sort of nasty message. It's not like it really matters that much. But I understand that a lot of people wanted this game to succeed. I wanted this game to succeed. I had this game pre-ordered, I was ready to play it, and then I had ended up refunding the game because it wasn't worth my $60. And now, it's Cyber Monday. It's been out for almost 2 months. You can find this game for $25 on sale. But the article continues with, we hope to make up for slow initial sales by offering ample additional content to grow our sales, indicating that the company plans to move forward with their plans for individual character passes and future DLC characters. It just sounds like they have a bunch of content already made, so they're going to do their best to just kind of push out as much content as possible. So, you know, I'm glad that they're not completely abandoning the game because it's made them, like, not even close to what they expected it to make. I am glad that they're releasing the extra DLC content eventually here, but at the same time, I think that if they don't start right now, no one's going to care. Unless you're releasing Thor's and Doctor Strange's, which you're not going to be doing, no one's going to come back to the game, so they have to start releasing it now if they want anything to work when it comes to this game. It says, according to the previous financial report, the poor sales of the Marvel's Avengers resulted in a loss of roughly 48 million USD for Square Enix, and would have resulted in a more monetary pain had the company not released the Final Fantasy VII Remake earlier this year. Final Fantasy VII's Remake was a great game. It really was. It's kind of interesting to see them put out such an amazing game like that and then put out something like this. It says the game has also been bleeding players, as the game only had an average of 790 players in the last 30 days, which amounts to a total loss of 300 players since Bounding Into Comics reported on its negative financial impact earlier this month. Let me check Steam charts. Steam charts, Marvel's Avengers. Marvel's Avengers Steam chart. Right now, there are 900 people playing. In the past 24 hours, there's been 1,000 people playing. Feels pretty bad, man. Yeah. That, it sucks. It's a shame. Pretty... Sipping that depresso espresso, am I right? Interestingly, though unsurprisingly, in response to an investor who asked during a Q&A session whether the company's HD games arm would have turned a profit if sales of Marvel's Avengers had covered the development costs, to which he admitted that absent factors associated with Marvel's Avengers, the sub-segment would have been in the black. He also admitted that in addition to the game's development costs, another significant factor associated with the title was the fact that we undertook a major advertising campaign at the time of its launch to make up for the delays in our marketing efforts resulting from the COVID-19 pandemic. That's also another thing that we need to take into consideration here, is that COVID is messing up a lot of games. It is just messing up a lot of industries in general. So that also played a really big factor into the failure of this game. But, you know, COVID-19 aside, I don't think that this game would have succeeded. I think that the beta was terrible. I think that the game had so many bugs and glitches. The game was not ready to release yet. Graphically, the characters, the game in general looks okay, but like the character models were really, really bad. They looked like shitty stunt doubles. The monetization was pretty poor just because you have to spend $10 per battle pass if you want the special, character outfits and whatnot. The game is very repetitive. The combat is extremely repetitive. So overall, I didn't really see this game succeeding. Even if COVID wasn't part of the picture, I think that just the base game itself had a lot of problems, which is unfortunate. But it ends with, for morbidly curious, Marvel's Avengers is currently available for purchase from multiple retailers for around $30, a price that, though promoted as a Black Friday deal, will most likely become the game's standard MSRP in short order. Now, this is something that could actually save the game. I don't want to say save the game, but could really help the game if the game was $30, which it is right now. I know that I saw it. I think it was on Best Buy for $25 because of Cyber Monday / Black Friday, just online weekly sales. I think that if this game is $25, it could definitely sell a ton more copies, just because I don't think it deserves a $60 price tag. But at maybe a $20 price tag or even a $30 price tag, I definitely think that price is a little bit more acceptable, and I do think that that could definitely get more people in, get the player base going a little bit more, get the player base invigorated a little bit. Plus, I know that they said on Twitter that they're going to be launching a DLC soon. So, I mean, they're trying, which is better than nothing. I'm glad that they're not just letting the game die, because I did say in one of my previous videos that I was worried about them literally just abandoning the game, being done with it, never doing anything else for it. But they did say that they are going to release the DLC that they have for it, which is good. At least they're not completely abandoning the few players that actually really like the game. But yeah, that's all that I really had to discuss with this topic. Unfortunately, Marvel's Avengers has failed to offset its initial development costs, and the game in general just isn't looking very good. The future isn't looking very bright for this game. But hey, if you guys pick it up for $25 for, Cyber Monday, let me know. I'd be curious to see how many people purchased it. If I saw it for $20 at a store, I'd pick it up. At least to try it, I think that when you have a $60 game it's definitely not worth it. But when the game goes down to like $20, I think that it becomes much more acceptable. But $60, it definitely didn't deserve that price tag. No, no, no. I'll wait till it hits $20, $30 with all DLC included. True. I wonder if they'll do a version with all the DLC. I know that some games do. Some companies decide not to. I think that they might, though. I think that could also get other people to purchase it as well. We'll have to see. If they made like a $30 all DLC included version, I'd buy it. If it was like $30, yeah. I wouldn't pass on that, that's for sure. Let me check chat. My YouTube dashboard's being really weird tonight. Hi guys, how are you all doing? If you're here, make sure to give this stream a like if you're enjoying, a dislike if you're not enjoying. Consider donating via Streamlabs for just $1. A notification will pop up. $3 or more text-to-speech will activate. And if you want to support even further, you can become a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month. I appreciate all of your support. I do want to tell you guys that on Wednesday, I am going to be doing a supporter-only stream for a little while. Probably be an hour or two, but I will be doing that. So I'll probably send you guys the Discord, the link in Discord. I'll put like the pre-stream up for it probably tomorrow. But yeah, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, I'll be doing a supporter-only stream. I figured I'd get one in before Cyberpunk launches, because once Cyberpunk launches, I'm basically going to be playing Cyberpunk every single day, which is fun. Also, it's raining out, so you guys can probably hear that. Give it a year, battle passes will become free just to get more players playing. Possibly. I mean, desperate companies go to desperate measures to get copies of their games sold, and they lower prices, they give away free stuff. I guess we'll have to see what they end up offering. I mean, I'd be happy with some free stuff. They said Kingdom Hearts 3 was a good enough game to be on its own. Huh? Kingdom Hearts 3 was... It had good parts. Yeah, December 10th. Cyberpunk 2077. Are you all ready for the Cyberpunk 2077? I'm so pumped. Kingdom Hearts is going down the drain. I mean, I think that a lot of people have felt that way for a while. Just because, you know, Kingdom Hearts 3 was decent, but it definitely wasn't what a lot of people wanted. Personally, I'm glad when these sorts of games fail. I think the business model is a plague on the industry. I can understand that point of view when it comes to games like this. You know, I don't want to say I want a game to fail, but at the same time, I definitely think that, you know, companies need to understand that people aren't going to continue to support games with these types of business models, so it's kind of that pick and choose. Cyberpunk will be the first game on it. Oh, nice. Nice. Everyone's getting ready for Cyberpunk, huh? Cyberpunk will be an instant classic. I hope that it's going to be good as we've all hoped it would be. Kingdom Hearts 3 was missing a lot of characters. Yeah, that's true. You know, I've heard a lot of people say that the story was okay, but yeah, like it was missing characters. It just wasn't the story that a lot of people were anticipating. Is that her real hair color? Yes, this is my real hair color. It's all natural. I know that you're kind of jealous. Very natural, though. Very natural, much wow. The worst move the Avengers game could have made was keeping Spider-Man from the rest of the players. Yeah, I think that... I understand that, you know, it's Sony and they're assholes and, you know, Spooderman... they thought would sell them more copies, but I do think that keeping a character like Spider-Man away was a reason why a lot of people didn't want to buy the game. I trust CD Projekt Red well. I hope that the game turns out to be everything that you want it to be. I truly do. I hope that Cyberpunk will not be a bad game. And I pray to the RNG gods that day one, the game's not broken. Alright, you guys, so we are going to move on to the final topic of the night. After I'm done this topic, I'm just going to chat with you all for a little while. Now, I've covered the situation with the next generation consoles, just tech in general, like the graphics cards, 3080s, 3090s being sold out in less than 2 minutes was absolutely nuts. But I've talked about the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X scalping a little bit. Unfortunately, the situation continues to get worse. Now, this is a Business Insider article. One reseller group snagged nearly 3,500 PlayStation 5 consoles, and the resale market might be the only place to score one after it's sold out everywhere online. Now, we're not talking about 10 reseller groups. We're not talking about 20 reseller groups. We're not even talking about 5 reseller groups. We are talking about a single group of people who got 3,500 PlayStation 5s. So instead of a lot of you guys having the opportunity to purchase one, no. Now they're all going to sit in a fucking warehouse until someone decides to pay, $800, $1,000, $1,500. On eBay, some PlayStation 5s are even selling for $2,000. So the PlayStation 5 launched this week in Europe and the United Kingdom, and customers encountered many of the same issues they faced in the US. The console was sold out near instantly at most retailers. The only way to get a PlayStation 5 at launch was through a pre-order, but some retailers sold PlayStation 5 consoles digitally on a first-come, first-serve basis. A robust resale market for the coveted new game console is at least partially to blame, and that market is dominated by groups that work collectively to use bots to buy up as much stock as possible. So it says Thursday marked the second and final wave of the launches for Sony's new game console, which included the critical PlayStation markets of Europe and the UK. Because of the pandemic, millions of people turned to digital storefronts to purchase the new console, but that proved impossible for many, just as it was in the United States the week prior, because customers tried and failed to order the PlayStation 5 through a variety of retailers. Meanwhile, on the popular chat app Discord, seller groups with thousands of members were organizing to buy as many PlayStation consoles as possible for resale. Our total collective number is 2,472 PS5 consoles across all of our members. A manager of one such UK-based group named Crepchi Notify, don't know if that's how you say it, told Business Insider. That's in addition to just under 1,000 PlayStation 5 pre-orders from back in September, when Sony initially opened sales, he said, meaning the group sourced nearly 3,500 consoles to sell to consumers searching for the next generation of gaming. This really pisses me off. Scalpers really piss me off because there are people who genuinely want these products. And we are in the middle of a pandemic right now, okay? And I understand the pandemic's affecting how many are being put onto the market. But, oh my gosh, people just want a damn console. People can't get their hands on a console because of scummy people like this. And that's what I'm going to call them because it's a really scummy move to basically steal consoles from other people who are willing to pay the MSRP for them that now can't because you got so greedy that you've decided I'm going to get 3,500 of them to resell for double, triple, quadruple the price that they were initially selling for. So it says the person made up of 12 staffers. We're talking 3,500 consoles from 12 staffers because of bots. Charges a subscription for access to its services starting at $29.99 and going up to $400, and paying members get access to a variety of services intended to facilitate the purchase of highly sought-after products that can be resold often for a handsome profit. The same thing is happening with the new graphics cards as well, 3080, 3090s. No one's got them in stock. I mean, the 3080s and 3090s went into stock and they sold out in under 2 minutes because of bots and resellers. Beyond the core management group of 12, members number in the thousands, Tom said, and the upstart subscription business is just over a year old. During the first COVID-19 lockdown, we noticed a huge shift in products that people were buying. The focus shifted towards the most ridiculous things like outdoor hot tubs. We noticed that these began selling out in stores and the reselling on eBay for a profit, so our developers wrote some site monitor software and we tracked the stock of the sites selling hot tubs. And every time they pinged into stock, we would notify our members to buy it all. Beyond monitoring retail sites, the group used the same type of software designed to circumvent wait times, jump queues, and rapidly purchase high-demand items that's used to snag, shoes, Supreme drops, anything that is expensive, that is being sought after, that people are looking for and are selling out. And these bots were at least partially responsible for repeatedly crashing Walmart's websites when the PS5 stock had been replenished, just as they're at least partially responsible for why it's so hard to find a PlayStation 5 right now. Given the high prices and steep learning curve of bot use, the group offers botting guidance and access to our in-house bot slots as part of its paid membership, and still, Tom said that the vast majority of his group members were actually purchasing manually, unassisted by a retail breaking bot. It's ridiculous. It's scummy. It's shitty. It's ridiculous. There are people out there that want to just buy a console because they have nothing else to do. They want some sort of escapism in their lives, and they just want to purchase a damn console, and nowhere has consoles because of people like this. It says, in other words, the kind of person using a bot is likely to be a full-time reseller rather than the average person trying to pick up a PS5 for personal use when they're in high demand, and to buy one just for a specific drop is pretty foolish, he said, because you'll most likely fail. The same reseller was selling the PlayStation 5 model, get this, for $1,100. And the $400 model for $900. So from a $500 console to $1,100, and the $400 one, the digital, to $900. I'm just gonna say it, if you guys don't want a console that bad, please do not support the reselling market. Please don't support the reselling market. I'm gonna say it one more time. Please don't support the reselling market like this. The scalper market. Just don't. It's not worth it. Meanwhile, for many people who were unable to buy a PS5, it's unclear when you'll be able to get one. Yeah, unfortunately right now, Sony and Microsoft are saying delays are going to be going into early 2021. It's going to be hard to get a console, which is very unfortunate. I was lucky enough to snag a Series X and a PlayStation 5, but if I wasn't a content creator and I didn't want these consoles to be able to show you guys, the new gameplay of things, I wouldn't care. I would have just gotten one and had left it at that. I mean, I've been trying to get a 3090 and I can't get a 3090. It's been ridiculous. I mean, unfortunately, unless there's big waves of things going in stock, these scalpers have all these notifications on. They can skip lines and then they just get them before anyone else can get them. But it's a very unfortunate situation. Yeah, resellers are buying thousands of these consoles, and it's scummy and it's shitty, and I feel really bad for all of you out there who might want a console and don't want to have to wait to, until spring 2021 or summer 2021. And it's also really unfortunate because of just how scalpers have been. I mean, there are scalpers putting pictures, trying to sell pictures of PlayStation 5s, trying to sell empty PlayStation 5 boxes and scam people into thinking that they're real PlayStation 5s when it's literally just the box. But that's all that I really had to discuss tonight, you guys. Probably for like 15-20 minutes, maybe a half hour. I'm just gonna sit and chat with you all. So we're gonna kind of do an open Q&A. If you guys have any questions or topics you'd like me to discuss, please feel free to put them in chat. I'll be mainly focusing on just reading chat for right now. So yeah, let me just Let me just move all this around so I can actually see my chat. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Let me move all this around. Yeah, there we go. Let me move all of this around. A little bit more. Well, there we go. Okay. Now I can actually read my chat. Hi, guys. But yeah, if you have any questions or topics you'd like me to discuss, feel free to put them into chat now. I'll just be hanging out for a little while. I duct taped 2 PlayStation 4s together. Now I have a PS8. Dude. Give me one. That's amazing. You just hacked the Matrix. Do you think the worldwide Stadia shortage will end soon? No. Google Stadia is going to be sold out for literally ever. Google Stadia is the best. Well, it's not even. I keep calling it a console. It's not a console. It's a platform. It's the best platform ever. And if you don't have one, you're a loser. I don't have one. Okay. We're not going to talk about that, though. Okay. Yeah, you guys are going to laugh at me now. We'll be losers together, guys. I promise. Everything's okay. Resident Evil 8 theories. I think it's going to be a video game. Maybe with zombies. And some characters. Maybe a male character. Maybe a female character. Those are my theories. A big piece of justice is that the people who want to buy the consoles raid the warehouse, take the console, go to the place where they're going to buy it from, and hand the clerk their money. I don't know about that. That's called theft. I don't really know if we want to support theft, you guys. Your opinion on the Oculus and mandatory Facebook login. I've talked about it in a previous video, but I think it's really shitty. I think that it's fine to have it optional, like if you want to log into your Facebook account, but I think it is absolutely ridiculous that they mandatory make you log in to a Facebook account just to use a VR headset. I think that is awful, and I will never purchase Oculus now because of that. Is the PS5 Slim out yet? No, you gotta wait a couple more months. What do you think about Xbox Connect? Guys, Xbox Connect was great. Hey, Grim! I bet Resident Evil 8 will have a village in it. Holy shit, Grim. Do you have some elite hacked information? Do you have some insider scoop? I think that you might. Text to speech? Oh, there's no message. Thank you, Oran, for the $25 donation. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. No message, guys. We're just sad, lonely people with no dono message. I'm with you. Don't support fake retailers. It's just when people are reselling an item for like $1,000, like hundreds of dollars more than it originally was, that is really scummy, especially when you've got thousands of them. Vera, can you tell Nigma to unblock Brawler, please? Okay, I've asked. Hi, was I banned because my messages are weird for some reason? You have not been banned. I'm reading your message right now. Resident Evil 8 made it look like Chris was born a werewolf. I could be wrong, but it looked like a very universal monster. Hey guys, I like werewolves. Bring werewolves back, okay? I know that for like the past, I don't know, 10 years we've had vampires. I'm sick of vampires. Can we get some real werewolves? And I'm not talking like Twilight werewolves. I'm talking like real werewolves that fucking kill people. Did you see? Yeah, I saw the Clifford live action. He looks like a big red dog. He does. It looks stupid. They need to stop making everything into a live action. Please, just stop now. They need to chill with the live action remake stuff. Wasn't Twilight the last werewolf thing? I think so. I could be wrong. I'm not a werewolf connoisseur, but I think that Twilight was like the last thing to actually have like werewolves in it. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. What's wrong with Twilight werewolves? where they love muffins and they're allergic to shirts because they're lame werewolves, okay? I want a werewolf that when they turn into a werewolf, they murder people. Like, we're not talking smoochy smoochy, I just can't wear a shirt because I might rip it. I want, like, actual murder. And mayhem. When can we get that? I had a dream Shrek 5 was announced, and when I woke up, I was sad. Well, there are like 10 Shreks now. Only not good ones. The first 2 Shreks were good. How many? There's 5 Shrek movies. Don't they also have like a bunch of rip-offs of it too? Like Christmas Shrek? When are we gonna get a Jewish Shrek, okay, man? Not very inclusive. I don't know. I live with that every day. I live in fear of flexing because it'll rip my shirts. Okay, Henry Cavill. Okay. Vera, we all know that you're a Twilight fan. Oh yeah, guys. I love all of them. How many was there? It was like Harry Potter, wasn't it? There was like 3 and then the last one was 2 books. Love it. Amazing. Yeah, why can't we have like more werewolves in games? Bring werewolves back. Bring werewolves back. We need more Cthulhu. Okay. What did any of you guys buy anything for Cyber Monday? Did you guys end up purchasing anything? Or Black Friday, even though the past like week there's been sales, did you guys purchase anything? I haven't really purchased much. I made one big purchase, but that was it for me. Yeah, I didn't purchase any video games. Did I? No, I didn't purchase any video games. Not yet, at least. I might at some point. I'll probably end up looking later. I'll probably, maybe, I don't know, buy something else. Because I like to buy things. I'm a woman, right, guys? I like to buy shiny things. What about my website, GameStop, though? GameStop, the best website around. What do you have for sale? In all seriousness, the Switch is still selling strong, and the 2020 lineup looks strong. Could this be another strong year for Nintendo? Absolutely. I 100% think that just with how great Nintendo's been doing, that they're going to continue doing amazing. I definitely think that it is going to be another strong year for Nintendo, and I'm still waiting for that like Pro upgraded Switch announcement. When that happens, I'll definitely be purchasing it. But I think that Nintendo's really got a strong place in the gaming industry right now, and it's good to see. I like Nintendo a lot, so I'm all for it. Guys, let's look at video game sales while we're just sitting here chatting. Well, yeah, we're just sitting here chatting. It doesn't matter. I you know, I figured we could talk for a couple minutes. No big deal. No big deal. Let me zoom this out more. Holy crap, that's big. Whoa, that's what she said. Valhalla's already $10 off. Rip. Luigi's Mansion 3 is actually a game that I was considering getting that I haven't gotten yet. Link's Awakening. I feel like everyone that wanted Link's Awakening probably already has it, but $40 isn't a bad price. This is just GameStop. I'm sure that most other websites are doing like the same sales basically. Splatoon 2, it's only $40. So it's like, it says it's $17 off, but it seems fake. Yoshi's Crafted World. That was a game that didn't get a lot of hype. Oh, Nintendo Switch Animal Crossing New Horizons Edition. One of the stores next to me, I don't remember which store it was. Maybe it was Best Buy, maybe it was Walmart. They had like a ton of them in stock. I was actually surprised. I was slightly tempted to pick one up, but I didn't need one. Guys, look at this. I'm going to swipe the credit card. Guys, I'm going to swipe credit card. Do you see that price? $25. We're almost there. It is almost at the perfect price. $20 is what I'd consider the perfect price, but we're almost there. Why is my screen getting so messed up? Marvel's Avengers is $25. If you want it, now's the time. Ghost of Tsushima, oh, amazing game. It's 17 bucks off. I mean, it's not that much of a price difference, but such a good game. Oh, so good. I was really impressed with it. I'm honestly tempted to replay it. I probably wouldn't do it on stream, but I've played it twice now. Kind of tempted to play it again. Oh man, I could get these cool PlayStation lights. You guys see that in the bottom right corner? I could buy some PlayStation lights. Star Wars Squadrons. I was so disappointed with Star Wars Squadrons, honestly. I was going to buy Star Wars Squadrons and play it launch day, and I didn't. Okay, I was going to buy it, gonna stream it launch day, and then I decided, after hearing that the campaign was 4 hours, I wasn't gonna spend $40 on it, and now it's 15 bucks. I think it sounds like it's worth 15 bucks. This is actually a game I might pick up. Star Wars Squadrons might actually do it. Last of Us Part 2, $25! Woo! It's actually pretty funny. Did you guys notice the price difference there? So, Ghost of Tsushima, which was a game that directly competed against The Last of Us. Yeah. Ghost of Tsushima, a game that directly competed against The Last of Us Part 2, is still $40. But The Last of Us Part 2 is $25. I want this controller. I'm not going to buy it, but this nice red controller. Damn. That looks good. I hope that they make a Series X controller in this color scheme. Volcano. That's pretty nice. Minecraft Dungeons. Minecraft Dungeons was a great game. I really liked it. I only played it a couple times on the channel, but I actually did really like it. Kind of lost a lot of steam, though, unfortunately. Persona 5 Royal Steelbook. Ooh, $30 for the Steelbook Launch Edition. That's not too bad if you care about the Steelbook. Ghost of Tsushima is fine, but Ghoul of Sashimi was better. Okay. External game drive, 2 terabytes for the PS4. Watch Dogs Legion. Watch Dogs Legion's failed so terribly. It just failed so bad. Hi, guys that are just getting here. I see the numbers are going up. I hope you're doing well. We're coming to the end of stream, but I thought that we'd talk about some Cyber Monday deals in case any of you are planning on making a nice purchase. Why not? Watch Dogs Legion just failed terribly. And it's depressing to see because that was actually something that I was mildly interested in. I didn't pre-order it. I didn't have any plans to like jump onto the purchase, but I was kind of excited for it. It just, wow, it failed though, really bad. Resident Evil 3 Remake, buy it for 20 bucks. I spent $60 on it. I regret spending $60 on it. It was a great game, but it was like 5 hours, no multiplayer. I'd purchase it for 20 bucks. Yeah. I'd definitely purchase it for 20 bucks. FIFA, oh yeah, best game ever. Don't you guys know? Final Fantasy VII Remake is still $50. I don't know how to feel about that. It was very good, but it was more of a movie. I mean, I think it could be $29.99. Marvel's Spider-Man Game of the Year Edition, 20 bucks. That's a purchase for sure. Fallen Order, $27. Doesn't seem to be on sale, but it was a good game. It's worth 30 bucks. I wouldn't say 60, but I'd say 30. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered, $25. It's actually tempting. Doom Eternal, $20. Buy it, buy it, buy it, buy it, buy it. Not sponsored by GameStop, but good price. Good price. Yeah, okay. I'd buy the Jedi Fallen Order game for $30. Ooh. HyperX headsets on sale. Not bad. What? What do you mean? 4K 70-inch, $549. When did GameStop start selling 70-inch TVs? Red Dead Redemption 2, 20 bucks. It seems like an average price for it. It's gone down quite a lot. If you want Doom Eternal, that's a great price for it. It's so good. It was great. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. I didn't end up buying that. It was something I was tempted to purchase, though. I'll wait until it's like $15 and then I would buy it. There are some decent headset deals going on at Best Buy, at GameStop. Death Stranding, $17. Yeah, I need to buy it. I need to play it. I've seen a lot of the gameplay. I just haven't played it myself, but I mean, it's walking simulator, so am I really missing that much? Not particularly. At least I don't think I'm missing much. BioShock the Collection, $20 on Switch. Not bad, not bad. Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition, $9. That's worth it. It was a good game. I can't wait to see what they're going to do with 2. Any Amico sales, guys? The Amico on sale. $2.99. Days Gone, $17. That was a flop of a game. Mortal Kombat 11, $13. Wow, what a successful game. What? Oh, shit. Knights of the Old Republic, Darth Nihilus? What? Do you have a Revan? Hello? I don't fucking want Rey. Why would I want Rey? Ew. I don't want to waste my money on that. You guys in chat are going to be like, buy it, buy it, buy it, buy it. Darth Revan lightsaber, $224. Oh shit. I gotta start a GoFundMe quick. What? That looks awesome. Man. She is expensive though. Shipped to home? For $225, I'd expect you to ship it to my house. What do you expect me to do? Walk down the street for it? Look at that shit. Man. I'm not spending $300 on that. They do have a Revan statue. Oh, it's Jedi Revan? Ew. No one likes Jedi Revan. Lame. Do you have a real Revan statue? Why did it pop up with his lightsaber? I want to see. Just let me search it. Generic search. Why is Nino Kuni popping up? Man, they have a pop. I don't like pops, but I do like Revan. I mean, it's only $8. I mean, could be worse, I guess. They're trying to sell me with this lightsaber, the $225. No, I gotta get out of here. GameStop, I can't do it. Can't do it. Well, guys, Cyber Monday is still going on for 3 hours, 39 minutes, and 33 seconds. If you're looking for anything, guys, go and buy that Fortnite Nintendo Switch bundle, if you know what I'm saying. $315. Fortnite Wildcat with Screen Protector System bundle. I expect all of you to go and buy it. Ew. I wouldn't waste my money on that. Ooh, I remember a couple of months ago when was it? Yeah, it was Animal Crossing. When the new game came out, I wanted a Nintendo Switch Lite, and I couldn't find the yellow or gray, so I gave up. I ended my dream because I wanted a Lite, because I don't play it a lot on my TV. I walk around with it. I use it actually in its handheld form. The battery's much, much better on the lights. And I was trying to find one. I couldn't find one for the longest time. And now suddenly they're in stock everywhere. And now I'm just kind of like, oh man, do I really want one? And no, I don't really want one. Not for $200, but still. It's cool to see them in stock. That looks like it isn't safe for 3-year-olds. I can't touch it. The Darth Revan lightsaber. Man, I need a Darth Revan lightsaber. Where can you make a custom lightsaber? Hold on. Ultrasabers.com. Are we really looking at buying a lightsaber? Custom lightsaber. Kohl's. I can buy a lightsaber at Kohl's. Wow. It's pretty interesting. Who goes to Kohl's to buy a lightsaber? Why is GameStop's website not loading anymore? Hello, GameStop website? Can you not be broken? I don't want GameStop Wikipedia. GameStop.com. Why is GameStop's website broken? Oh, it's fixed now. Nice. Lightsabers. Deal of the day. Man. I don't know. I can't look at websites like this, guys. I feel my pocket's already kind of hurting. And I'm only looking right now. Why would I want Rey's lightsaber? Like, who is going to a website going, I need Rey's lightsaber? How about fucking no? I want to make a real, by custom, yes, build your own lightsaber. Holy shit, this is expensive. $200 just for the hilt? What about everything else? I don't like the ones that look like Kylo Ren's. I don't like the cross design. Too new school for me. $204. Wow, I got expensive taste, guys. What about the basic bitch stuff? $60? That's still pretty expensive. Alright, put it in a cart. Yeah. Put it in a cart. Yeah. Man, even the sounds... Okay. I can't do this, guys. My friends. Too intense. You must be overwhelming their servers, Vera. Oh yeah, GameStop servers. Yeah, guys, I must be overwhelming them. I would like to get a lightsaber, but I already spent too much on a new TV. The feels. Is it true Kohl's was selling PlayStation 5s? There was people saying that they could find PlayStation 5s on Kohl's website, which sounds bizarre. I never found proof of that anyone was purchasing PlayStation 5s from Kohl's website, but people were saying that you could. I don't know why. Why are all the Nintendo Switches sold out on Best Buy? I don't know. I mean, GameStop has some Nintendo Switches from what I saw in stock. I don't know how many though, and I mean with all the sales, I know that they're like $20 off or something, so they're a little bit off compared to what the original price is. But alright, you guys, I'm going to end the live stream here. Thank you all so much for stopping by tonight. I do appreciate it. We talked about Star Wars and Dave Filoni talking about possibly changing the Star Wars canon in the future. We talked about Square Enix, you know, and their loss in development costs for Marvel's Avengers, the game. We talked about PlayStation 5s and how resellers currently have one reseller group has 3,500 consoles when they're literally sold out everywhere. We also kind of casually skimmed GameStop's website and checked out the steals and the deals, the sales that are going on for Cyber Monday. So if you guys purchase anything, let me know. If you're not already part of our Discord, please make sure to join the Discord. We're very active there. I tag you all when I go live in case YouTube doesn't notify you. I'm not going to be... Okay, so really quickly, I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow, but on Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, I will be doing a supporter-only stream. So if you're a supporter, please make sure to check the Discord supporter server. And if you're not a supporter, consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month. I do appreciate all of the support. I'll also post the Patreon link into chat. If you want to check it out, all of the support really helps. Channel's currently not monetized. But, yeah, it does really all help out the channel. I'll post that link as well. It's also in the description in case you all are watching back. You're watching the video of the live stream. Kind of a weird way to say it. Kind of seems like a little bit of Inception. But thank you all so much for stopping by, and have a fantastic evening, everyone.